Hey, my name's Michelle Dovey and I'm an artist. Um, my journey took a bit of a turn a couple of years ago because I was in the middle of getting divorced. Um, and I went to Florence and I ended up doing a drawing of Apollo. And when I looked down afterwards, there was a space in the middle where his genitals should have been, and it was the first time, and I hadn't drawn them. I drew everything else. I drew his curly hair, his eyes, his ears, his toes, his fingernails. But I'd left that part blank, and it was the first time I'd really got hold of or seen evidence of any shame. And then that was kind of like opening the box. And then I got to know that, in fact, there had been this picture of um, me loving drawing nudes throughout my artistic career, loving painting the nude, but always shying away from it because there was this piece of shame right in the bottom there that I just hadn't got my finger on before. So I had a crazy idea to try and to what I had a desire to draw 100 naked men to give myself permission to really see everything. And a year ago, I sat on it for a year, freaking out, thinking what's everyone going to think. And then a year ago, I said, okay, I'm going to go for it. I'd become aware. I'd written a chapter in a book, and I'd become aware of a pattern of shame and how I'd put down this love of figurative drawing and painting like three times in my life already. And I just thought, huh, you know what? I don't want to do that again. I'm gonna go for it this time. So I decided to um, document it on my social media, and I decided to talk about it openly because I discovered that that's the kind of secret to shame is sharing openly and discovering that in fact we're safe and that nothing terrible is going to happen. The sky's not going to fall. Um, if I do this thing of drawing all the naked men. So I I had a great I had a, got some great coaches, and one of them said to me, "Carry out your plans like a fully funded CEO." So I asked everyone I knew. Three guys said yes. I made plans. I traveled to see them. I drew them, and I started making these huge drawings. They're really big. They're almost life size, and I've drawn over 70 men now. I've kind of wrapped up the project, but it was a whole exercise in asking for what I wanted, navigating through what do I want, what don't I want, can I ask for what I want, and what do I want? Especially with that question, they would always ask me, like, how do you want me to sit? And I actually often did really have some way that I wanted them to sit, but it's like the question was I going to be brave and ask for it, or was I going to go, oh, maybe I shouldn't ask for that? But so it's been an amazing year of building that muscle, getting to know the shame that we have around our pleasures and desires, um, and unshaming that for myself. And as well as that, I've now got a podcast running called The Shameless Experiment because of that very nature of the beast of shame is that when we can talk about things openly and share about them, we dissolve the shame around them. So I love talking about all the taboos. And gosh, I can see it's 9 minutes already. Okay, well, I'm going to give some advice to my younger self. Um, and I do just want to say that I'm passionate about helping women dismantle the shame around their desires because our desires are our guiding light really. Um, okay, this is my advice for my younger self. Oh, my love, I know it's super scary to say yes to what you want and to say no to the stuff you don't want, but um, these two these two things are like navigation rudders, and it's courageous to say no and it's courageous to say yes. And I really want you to know that the sooner you do that, the better your life's going to get. I know it's taken me a long time to learn that one, and um, and also there's no shame in asking for what you want, and as long as you're okay with a no, go ahead and ask, um, because the asking brings the dreaming and the vision into reality, and um, it's a really incredibly powerful magic is to ask for what you want, because no one else knows what you want. Um, so yeah, and don't be ashamed of your desires, because uh, you know, I think it's another act of courage to say I want that. Um, but as soon as you do that, and if you're able to ask for it, you can start to have the things that you're dreaming about. They can be part of your everyday reality. Yeah, so that's me. Thanks for listening.